Okay, in this video we are going to prove a characterization of trees, and the statement reads as follows: let G be a graph with n vertices and m edges. The following statements are equivalent. G is a tree. Every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. G is connected and the number of vertices is equal to number of edges plus 1. G is acyclic and n equal to m plus 1. Okay, so we are going to prove the equivalence as follows. So we will prove that 1 implies 2, 2 implies 3, 3 implies 4, and 4 implies 1, and okay, that will give the equivalence of these four statements. Okay, so let's go and prove the first implication, that is, if G is a tree, then every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. So here, if we are able to prove these implications, then we have the cyclic kind of thing, and that says every two statements are equivalent. Okay, 1 is equivalent to 3, 2 is equivalent to 4, 3 is equivalent to 4, okay, 3 is equivalent to 1, etc., etc. So we need to prove this circular implication. So once we are done with this circular implication, then all these statements are equivalent. Okay, so let's go and prove the first implication, 1 implies 2. So 1 implies 2 reads as follows: if G is a tree, then every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. Okay, so let's go and prove this implication, 1 implies 2. Okay, so assume that T is a tree. Okay, so by definition, tree is a connected acyclic graph. Okay, so therefore G is a connected acyclic graph, and here our goal is to prove that any two vertices G are connected by a unique path. Okay, so let's go and prove this one. So assuming that G is a tree, then by definition G is connected and acyclic. Okay, and our goal is to prove that any two vertices of G are connected by a unique path. Okay, so let U and V are any two vertices in G. Okay, since G is assumed to be a connected graph, because there exists a UV path. Okay, because the graph is connected, by definition every vertex can be reached from any other vertex. Okay, so since G is connected, there exists a UV path in G. Okay, and suppose, so in order to get the contradiction, we assume that there exist two UV paths, and we arrive at a contradiction, and that says the path UV path is a unique one. Okay, that's what we are going to do next. Okay, so since G is connected, there exists a UV path in G. Okay, so for the sake of contradiction, suppose that there exists two UV paths, okay, in our graph G, and let those paths be P1 and P2, and suppose that V1 is something like, okay, V0, V1, V2, V say P minus 1, Vp, which is equal to V, okay, because we are considering a UV path, and P2 be another UV path, let it be say W0, W1, W2, WQ minus 1, WQ, WQ is equal to V. Okay, so suppose that there exists two UV paths in G, and let them be P1 and P2, and P1 be like U equal to V0, V1, V2 up to Vp minus 1, Vp equal to V, and P2 equal to W0, W1 up to WQ, where U is equal to W0 and WQ is equal to V. Okay, something like this. We have this path P1 and another path P2, and here these two paths are two UV paths in our graph G. And here, okay, this vertex is V0, second vertex is V1, and the last vertex is Vp, and for this thing this is W0, okay, first vertex is W1, and the last vertex here is WQ. Okay, so length of these paths could be different, because that's okay, but here we are assuming that there exists two UV paths in G, okay, and we will arrive a contradiction, and that says the path must be unique. Okay, so let's consider these two paths P1 and P2. Okay, and we can see that these two paths have at least, okay, these two common points, the starting vertex and the end vertex, okay, because we are dealing with a UV path. Okay, so maybe there may be some other vertices that are equal in this path. Okay. In that case, we will have another cycle here. Okay, so we are looking for such a cycle in this graph. Okay, so let I be the smallest integer. Okay, let I be the smallest integer such that one less than or equal to I strictly less than q. Okay, so we are looking for an index here in this path, and that I is the smallest integer such that, okay, it is between this 1 and q. Okay, and this wi, okay, wi is not an element in P1. Okay, so it will be something like this up till this wi. Okay, these two vertices are somewhat common, so it may be something like this. So we start here from u, okay, and these two paths will go something like this, and here we have our I, okay, wi, and here this wi is not in P1. Okay, it means, okay, this wi is different from some pi here, and before that, okay, every vertex here is in P1. Okay, so it looks something like Okay, so this segment of P1 and P2 share common vertices. Okay, and from this P1, okay, it is going to have different vertices. Okay, so let I be the smallest integer such that I less than or equal to, okay, 1 less than or equal to I less than q, and wi is not an element of P1. Okay, so this vertex wi, okay, it is not an element of this P1. Okay, so the first point where these two paths disagree. Okay, and if there is such an I, okay, anyway, okay, if there is such an I, we can surely say that if you look into wi minus 1, okay, that is an element of P1 intersect P2. Okay, so here this wi minus 1 is common to both P1 and P2. Okay, so from here, okay, we are going to split. P1 is going P2 is going in this way, and P1 is going to, okay, it is going to split, suppose that in this way. Okay, so P1 is going, okay, sorry, so P2 is going this way and P1 is going this way. Okay, so here we have this disagreement. That means, okay, at this point we are going to split into two. So P1 is going in this direction, and P2 is going in this direction, and P1 is going in this direction. Okay, and so maybe then after that they will merge. Okay, now we can see that there is this common V. Okay, definitely they will merge here, but let's consider a different index that merging happens before reaching these two vertices. Okay, so let j be the smallest integer such that I strictly less than j. So I is this index. Okay, so we are looking for a point where, okay, these two paths have the same vertex set. Okay, I less than j, okay, less than or equal to this q. Okay, now we know, okay, they have this common point here. Okay, and wj element of P1. Okay, so P2 will go something like this. Then after that, okay, they started merging again, and from here anything could happen. So this is going to be our wj here. Okay, now we can see that if you look into this segment, okay, we have this cycle. Okay, that cycle goes from wi minus 1 to wj, okay, along this portion, and then from wj, okay, along this portion means using this P2 segment, and from wj back to wi minus 1 using this P1 segment. So here we have this cycle. Okay, but we assume that the graph is acyclic, so that's a contradiction, and that says our assumption was wrong, and we only have a single path in G. Okay, so anyway, that's the idea. So let me go and write down what I said. Okay, so now we can see that then this wi minus 1 to wj path along P2. Okay, so this one wi minus 1 wj along P2 together with wi minus 1 path along P1 form a cycle. Okay, then wi minus 1 j path along P2 followed by wj, okay, this path wj wi minus 1 wj wi minus 1 path along P1 for a cycle. Okay, so that's a contradiction, because here we assume that G is a tree. Okay, G is a connected acyclic graph. Okay, so this is a contradiction. To G is acyclic. Okay, so that says every two vertices. Our assumption is wrong. Okay, we assume something like this. Suppose that there exist two UV paths between those two vertices, right? Those two vertices are two arbitrary vertices in our graph G. Okay, hence every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. Okay, and that's what we are trying to prove. Our goal was to prove that any two vertices of G are connected by a unique path. Okay, and that's what we proved here. Hence every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. Okay, so that's the proof for the first implication. One implies two. Okay, and that says if G is a tree, then every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. Okay, so that's the proof for the first implication. Okay, so we will continue with the proof of the other implication in the next video.